Hello, everybody. What I'm going to talk about is the on the job politics at your place of work and how that affects you as an employee. So, the big thing about working a job is, well, you need the job so you can make money, so you can live, so you can provide for yourself. If you have a family, you're able to provide for your family. Um, that's the whole point of working a job. You're going there to handle your business, to make money. You're on your hustle. You're on your grind. You're trying to, do your job. Well, first, you get hired. You have a probation period, whether it's 30 days, 60 days, 90 days, 6 months, or a year, depending on the company and the scope of your job that you're doing. So within your probation, as you know, for those, for you young teenagers out there listening, you may try to start out getting a job and you don't really know how it is. You're not real experienced at working a job. If you're not prepared, you might not last. So, you have to be mature. You need to have a mature mind. Understand you have a probationary period. So they give you a chance. They're basically looking at you, and they're looking at. They create a file of you, your profile and your file, and like all, if you're late to work, or if you have a bad attitude, or you're not performing that well, you're not catching on, they put all that in your file. And then at the end of your probation, they decide if they're going to keep you or they're going to just lay you off. So that is like part of the politics of the job, just a small part. The other part of the politics is you're actually, trying to prove yourself, show yourself to your supervisors and your manager, your boss, and you're trying your best. So you're trying to win them over. You're trying to win your colleagues, your coworkers over. Like, do you work well with them? It's not about them, because they've already been there. They was there before you got there. They've already proven themselves. Now it's up to you to prove yourself. So it's on you. Do you work well with your coworkers? Do you work well with your supervisors and managers? Do you follow direction and instruction to the best of your ability, to their liking, the supervisors and managers? You're trying to win everyone over. So again, you're playing politics. That's another part of the politics on your job at the place of your workplace. Also, part of winning your superiors over is, now this is totally up to you if you want to try this or not. I'm not telling you that this is what you should do or what not. You don't have to do this with your coworkers or whatnot. Definitely not them. But it's optional. You could try this with your bosses. And that is, you can brown nose. You can kiss their motherfucking ass. Yes. That goes a long way while you're at your job. If you want to go far, you want to kiss your boss's ass. Now, me personally, I'm not suggesting you do that. I'm not telling you to do that or not do that. It's who you are. It's your own personality. If you're gonna do that, it's who you are. It's the type of person you are. If you feel like you have to kiss ass to move forward, Well, more power to you. I'm just gonna tell you the side effects of not kissing your boss's ass. I'm sure you already know, but I'm gonna say it anyway. So yeah, I don't know what kissing the ass of your boss has to do with you doing your job, but a lot of the big wigs and the big shots and a lot of the supervisors and managers, they really like that fucking shit. Yeah, they do. They like that. I don't know. I think it's really more to stroke their ego. It's like almost of a power trip. They feel good about themselves that someone else is like, in a way, bowing down to them, almost like you're worshiping them, almost a little bit. It's like I cannot do that. I don't see myself doing that. The last job I worked, right now, before I get into that, right now, I'm currently working 2 gigs. Now, a gig is not a job. There's a difference between a gig and a job and a career. Let me just define that quickly. A career is something. Oh, that was a loud ass truck. Well, that's a perfect example. That guy driving that garbage truck. That's really a job. The guy who's the garbage man. That's a job. But it's a job that many men take and they make it into a career. But a career is a job. It's a type of job. It's more specialized. It's more specific. That usually you went to school, you went to a college or university or vocational school. You received training. You probably you've done all that, and then you get hired in your field, and you usually work that job for like the next 20, 30, 40 years. That's a career. Usually a career is like something you really like doing. You're passionate about it, because it's not just a job that you can just get up off the street and you apply to it and they just hire you like that. That's a job. A career takes time, training, experience, apprenticeship. That's a career. A job, you just apply, you apply online, you go to each store, restaurant, or somewhere, you ask questions, you find out information, you apply, you get the job. It's a job. A gig, you kind of go about getting a gig the same way you get a job, but a gig is like, it's not a real job, but it's a cool little, it's not a job, it's a gig. A gig is something you make money from. It doesn't require too much effort. You just have to show up and be there. Show up with a smile, and then you'll get paid some kind of way. It's not a lot of money, and sometimes it is a lot of money, depending on the gig. It's real easy. It's simple, relatively simple, and whatnot. And you kind of like have more freedom and flexibility to it. You don't have a routine. It's not a 9 to 5. You could work any kind of schedule and whatnot. So that's a gig. Right now, I'm currently working 2 gigs. Since I live in LA, I work as a background or as an extra for TV, movies, commercials. Some people call it background, some people call it extra. I say I am a background extra. So, I'm the person you barely see on TV. You might see me, you might not. You might see my shoulder, you might see my face. You might see me in the far distance, and you might not be able to might not be able to tell that it's me, but it's me, or it might be me. That's an extra. So, and that's a gig. That's not a real job. That's a gig. That's what I'm currently doing now. In addition to doing that, and I'm doing that kind of like on a full-time basis, Monday through Friday. My other gig is I drive for Lyft, like an alternative taxi, similar to Uber. Lyft is actually, for those of you who haven't heard of Lyft, Lyft is the rival to Uber. So that's what I do. That's how I make my money. But what I was talking about is politics on the job. And that's pretty much why I'm working these two gigs now, because my previous job, I worked in the parking industry prior to me doing what I'm doing now. I worked for this company. It's a major corporation. As I'm told, it's worldwide. It's definitely all over the United States and Canada. And it's like the 10-headed mega satanic monster corporation. And I worked in the parking aspect of this company. And yeah, there was major politics you had to play. You had to kiss a lot of ass. You had to do a lot of things. You basically was a punk. I was a punk working for this. And I'm thankful I was able to work this job. I worked it for 5.5 years, but I was a punk for 5.5 years. And if you're working like a job like that, you're basically punking yourself out. But hey, I did what I had to do until I could get to this point where I'm at now, which is the next step. But yeah, politics. You got to kiss ass, and I didn't kiss ass. I worked. It was a service job. I did valet, parking attendant, cashier, and then I got myself promoted to supervisor after 3.5 years, and that's a pretty long time to get promoted. But the reason why it took me that long to get promoted, because I refused to kiss ass. I refused to play the game. I played the game, but I played it the way I wanted to. I didn't play it all the way the big bosses wanted me to do it. And that was kissing their ass. And just like basically being a bitch for them. Now, I gave out very good customer service. I gave out, I received letters of commendation from customers, and then they sent emails to my big bosses. And that's what really led me to get promoted in the first place, to supervisor. So, I don't know. But I don't have any regrets. And I'm just letting you know, to my subscribers on my channel, hopefully you guys are the type who don't take shit from people or anyone, no matter how high they may be of you, as long as you know you're doing the job you're supposed to do. That's what it should be based off of. It should be based on merit, but it's not. We live in the real world. That's not how things work here. But still, have some integrity and just do the best you can. Do the job and make it be about the job. And they really don't have a case on you. They might not promote you. They might not do good by you. But as long as you do good, that's all that matters. That's all I got to say on this topic. And I'll talk to you guys later. I'm out.